If you don't know V.Mora, we help launch fashion designers. We've been doing this since 2008. We do everything from sourcing materials, patterns, samples, tech packs, development, and managing your production. First samples are so important to the success of your brand, especially if this is going to be your first season ever. We will use the same patterns over and over forever. I've had big names, big, huge companies come to me and be like, our patterns are a disaster. And then we're building patterns off of patterns that don't work, and then those patterns don't work, and then our whole seasons don't work, and we don't have anything that fits properly. And I'm looking at like 50 patterns and nothing is good. And I have to start from scratch. It is easier to start from scratch than it is to work off of patterns that don't really fit and that something's wrong. Because if something's wrong in that first pattern, something's wrong in the second pattern, and something's wrong in the third pattern, and every pattern gets farther and farther away from what you actually want. It is so worth the investment to spend the time in that first sample to get it perfect. Once you get this first sample perfect in your first collection, that second season is going to be a lot easier, because we're more than likely, unless you're developing something completely different, we're going to go back to those first samples and pull blocks from those patterns and not be starting from scratch. So developing that first sample, how you want it to fit, the body that you want it to fit, and spending the time to make it perfect is not something that you want to rush. It's not something that you necessarily want to save money on, because like I said, if that first pattern, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't sell.